Hi, my name is Zaim Iskandar, and this is not a preview video of the Belgium Grand Prix again. I have to redo this video. I had a few interruptions. My brother was giving out his undersized shit to me, so yeah. And another one was telling me that my eldest brother, after he has taken his bath, we will go out of the hospital because his wife gave birth yesterday at dusk, around 7:23, 7:25, like that. So back to my intentions of my video is the summer, the busiest time of the F1 calendar, between the months between June and July, where the paddock will get shock waves that I was really shocked when I heard that Ricardo was moving to Renault for next year. Then the other shocking news that was, I was shocked that Niki Lauda, the non-executive chairman of the Mercedes Mercedes Petronas F1 team, had a heart transplant in he was admitted to one of the Australian hospitals in Vienna, as I read in Facebook on the F1 news portal on Facebook, and it's not a fake news, it's true. So yeah, I think his transplant is successful, and all the F1 fans and all the paddock hope to see him back in the paddock in the next couple of races. And on the other hand, there's a good news. Raikkonen had sealed had signed a new contract for next year that is effective 1st January until the end of next year. So yeah, he will be driving for Ferrari. As you guys heard rumors that Leclerc will be moving to Ferrari, but Ferrari decided to leave just to leave Leclerc in Sauber for the next few years. Maybe in 2020 Sauber would take Leclerc to drive for them, because Haas and Sauber are Ferrari custom engines. And hopefully by 2021-2022 we would see him on the F1 starting grid. So that's all for the video, and I can't wait for the Belgium Grand Prix that will start at the end of this month, right? Yeah, the last week of the month starts on the 26th to the 28th of October. 26th will be Friday, that's FP1, FP2, FP3 Saturday the 27th. The race is on the 28th on Sunday. That will be at 9 PM Malaysian local time. That is around 2 or 3 PM over in Belgium. So hopefully after the summer break we can notch up some wins here and there, and I can't wait for Verstappen to win again, and maybe Bottas would grab a few pole positions here and there and also win a race. Hopefully Raikkonen will seal his contract with a race win in Spa, or even in Italy. I think he's won in Italy, I'm not sure, but Spa he has won twice, 4 times, sorry, 04, 05, 07 and 09, if I'm right. Yeah, I'm correct. And his last win in Spa was in 09, while he was Ellison was his race engineer in Ferrari. James Ellison, sorry. Yeah, it sounds like a lady's name. Ellison in European countries and South American countries is a unisex name, so yeah, it's not a lady, it's a male. So yeah, and was his race engineer during his first stint. Then he went off to his state in 2010 in Ferrari. Then at the end of the 2010 season, Ellison left, maybe he joined Lotus. When in the 2012 he joined Lotus, or maybe 2011 he joined Lotus as a high ranking position. Then when Raikkonen came back into F1, he was reinstated as Raikkonen's race engineer. Then in 2014, when Raikkonen moved to Ferrari, Ellison also moved to Ferrari. He was reinstated as Ferrari's technical director, and his successor, his first successor, I forgot. Yeah, and I think now that's the person who replaced Ellison, who is now in a high position in the team. But now, Job Clear is Raikkonen's newest race engineer. That was put to be in charge of Raikkonen, and yeah, Job Clear. Yeah, so yep, that's his race engineer, and I'm happy to hear that Raikkonen is going to continue in F1. So yeah, hopefully he can notch up a podium again. He needs to win maybe 2 or 3 races to get into the hot seat for the title, because he is quite far behind his teammate in the point standings, 3rd place, but the point difference is a bit quite far. So yeah, I think I've got his points tally. So yeah, and so I'm happy that Raikkonen signed a new contract with Ferrari and will race. Maybe the end of next year he will sign. By middle of next year he will sign another contract to stay in Ferrari. Hopefully by 2020 we will get to. I will want the F1 fans in Malaysia would want to see F1 back on the calendar, and Kimi racing at SIC. Hopefully he doesn't retire before 2020. Yeah. And yep, I'm happy, and yeah, no words to describe. But this season, I think, since it is one of his greatest seasons since he rejoined Ferrari in 2014. 2014 he was way behind his teammate. Then I think it was Alonso, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Alonso. Then 2015 he was also quite distant from Vettel. 2016 also quite distant. 2017 also quite distant, and 2018 he's quite close. But in terms of the consistency finishing on the podium in the last five races, he has finished on the podium for the last five races. for Vettel, finished on podium in the last race, I think. Last race, failed to finish on the race in Germany. Was won in Silverstone, a podium in Austria. Yeah, so yep, so yes, yeah, he has 3 podiums, 1 retirement, and I think 1 fourth place finish. That is in what do you call it, Paul Ricard. So yeah, the only driver in the top 6 of the standings to have a considerable amount of points collection is Raikkonen, even though he did not win races, but he collects important points for the team. So that's why yeah, and yeah, bye, and see you in my preview video for the Belgium Grand Prix that will happen maybe on the 25th of this month, or on the 26th of this month. And bye.